Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, going to be a Patreon cast, a twofer, starting with MackWinston versus Abathur Worm. This is going to be on Blackburn Ladder Edition. Bottom right, it is MackWinston, and in the bottom left, we've got Abathur Worm, which I think is just to take on Abathur, who is kind of a worm. Alright, so one of these players is supporting me at patreon.com/FalconPaladin for $10 a month, which gives them the right to send me one replay every single month, and I'll cast it, no questions asked. Alright? Alright, so again, hit me up if you're looking to support me at patreon.com/FalconPaladin, and, MackWinston, is he scouting? Is this going to be a proxy hatch? I play random. Why 10 Protoss? Abathur's like, I want to... Well, I mean, there's a hatch there. I just want to play something else. Why is the RNG hating me so much today? It's a fair question, man. It's an extraordinarily fair question. So, one gate expansion from Abathur. Scout of the hatch first play for MackWinston. Extractor. And a pool here for MackWinston. Or, you know, what the heck? Come back. Okay, just a scouting drone. Or, you're going to try to throw up a hatch here. I'm feeling it. I feel like he wants to throw up a proxy hatch somewhere. Is he going to get away with it? No. Nah. Pool's coming down. Hatch coming up. Drone coming home. He just slowed down right here like he wanted to maybe throw it on a hatch in this location, which would have been hilarious. It probably wouldn't have worked, but whatever. It's cool. Everything is totally fine. Anyway, hope you guys are having a great time. These are the casts from October. I've decided what I'm going to do is wait until the first day of the new month and then cast the Patreon games for the previous month that day. So what that does for me is it makes sure that nobody sends one in on the last day of the month, and then I'm like, oh, I wanted to do, you know, a big compilation of them all together. But then I have to do this one alone, etc., etc. Yes, Falcon complaining about people supporting him. I get it. Anyway, third base coming in for MackWinston at about 220. I like that a lot. It's actually before Queen and before Lings. So, boy, I sure hope an Adept doesn't show up anytime soon. And by golly, there is not an Adept coming up anytime soon. Did you go 2-gate into Cybercore? Yeah, Abathur went 2-gate into Cybercore with an expansion behind it. This is interesting. This is why I like casting the lower level games, because the build orders are weird sometimes and a little bit off. And you know, sometimes the only reason somebody is stuck in a lower level is because their build order is wrong. Like, they're good enough, they have the skill to be diamond, but their build order is so bad they're in platinum. You know what I mean? I really do strongly believe that. A good build order can get you promoted. If you already have a great build order and you're following it well and you still can't get promoted, well, that's going to come down to probably a million different little things, right? It gets a lot harder. Once you have the build order thing down, it gets a lot harder to get better than that, you know? A lot of that's micro. A lot of that is map awareness. A lot of that is responding to what your opponent is doing, if you're a Zerg player especially. So Adept just holding the wall. Shield battery here too. And a bit of a gas steal. An intriguing gas steal, actually. See, this is why you have some Lings. I guess the Lings were across the map, though, right? Yeah, so we did make some Lings. They were just on the other side there. Third base up. Queen count is 3. There we go. One coming up at the third base, too. So extra queens are always nice. Injects are also extremely nice. Yeah, get that inject. Hork all over that hatchery. Creep spread. Love that. Creep spread to the edges of your base. Connect your bases with creep. Ooh, everything is going very well for the Zerg player here. On the other side, Protoss is working on Twilight Council, Gateway, Robotics Facility, another pylon. He doesn't want to be supply blocked ever again. And he is working towards that goal very, very strongly. So let's see. Robotics Facility and a Twilight Council. So this could be Disruptor drops or Archon drops or some kind of a Charge Lot 2-base all-in. How much gas is he taking? Not any gas. And these 2 bases here, it could be some kind of a crazy 2-base Charge Lot all-in that can be extremely difficult for lower-level players to handle. Oh, it's a Resonating Glaives, though. So 2-base Resonating Glaive Adept all-in, potentially. Very potentially. So this is something that is usually an all-in at the higher leagues, right? If a Protoss player tries it, and they lose all of their Adepts, then they're probably just dead. What I have seen more and more often, though, is the Protoss player goes with a Resonating Glaive opening, but then decides, let's not actually try it, and just sends the Adepts home. And then it's fine. Then that totally works out for them. Ooh, that Adept made it out? Nope, came over here and died. So not really, no. That didn't happen. But yeah, so what they'll do is they will, you know, show up with the Resonating Glaive Adepts. There's too much defense. There's a bunch of roaches. There's banelings. There's something terrible. So they just bring them home, get a third base, and call it good, right? But if you want to make it an all-in variety, you go for it anyway. And then if you win, you win. And if you lose all your Adepts, you pretty much just lose the game. Robotics Bay and an Immortal. I was expecting War Prism, but this is interesting. Oh, and we are getting Disruptors. I didn't feel like this Protoss player was maybe going to be super comfortable with Disruptor play. But you know what, Abathur Worm? You proved me wrong, laddie. You proved me absolutely wrong. So it is a Roach Warren from Mack and a Baneling Nest. So Roach Ravager Baneling is kind of awesome against Protoss in the earlier stages of the game. Not going to be super great when there's a ton of Disruptors out, because probably... Whoa! 28 Banelings, huh? Because probably you don't have the skill necessarily to split against Disruptor hits. Disruptors are very, very good at the lower levels. They do take a bit of control to use effectively, but your opponent, it's harder for them to react to it than it is for you to use it effectively. So I kind of support this Disruptor play here. It's also such a great design. I love the look of a Disruptor, yeah? I know I do. Creep spread, kind of pushing. I like it. These tumors are ready to push again. Not happening. That's fine. Oh, it's Droops. It's Lingbane Drops. Oh no. Alright, so this mineral line might just be completely dead. There's no attack upgrades, so the Banelings, 2 of them will kill... Well, actually, 2 of them will kill a pro, but if you hit them once, they're very low on HP, and the Lings that are here will be able to clean them up. And by Lings, I mean there's no Lings here at all. This is all Banelings. Where? I thought there were some Zerglings around. There are. There's 3 of them. I don't know where they are, though. MackWinston is making Overlords, making a Spire. I kind of love the Spire follow-up here, because it's not a Stargate opening. Okay, everyone dies. Yeah, like I said, all of these probes are utterly and completely dead. Like, this is not even... Oh, this is the... Oh, there are Lings in here, too. This is the equivalent of Widowmines just getting free destruction off. Because the Protoss is not paying attention at all. So yeah, Baneling drops better at the lower levels than they are at the higher levels. Ooh, a Colossus is out. Banelings do some damage, but otherwise everything gets cleaned up. So 16 probes die. And we're down to 45 workers. Abathur was really ahead in worker count. He's got 3 bases fully saturated. And MackWinston is not quite there. A big round of drones while you're attacking is going to be nice. Oh, also he's undersaturated in the main, which is a problem that a lot of Zerg players run into, because you're taking your drones in here and turning them into these buildings, and then you just don't replace them on the mineral line because you're like, I'm already saturated here. Quick, send the rally up to this base instead. See, what you need to do is set the main base to your mineral line if you're, you know, 8 workers down at the main. I do like the 4th base, though. That is très fantastique. Dude, the splash damage potential here is pretty good. Disruptor Colossus. Corruptors on the way to deal with the Colossus that does exist, yes. No attack upgrades or armor upgrades at all coming in for MackWinston, which is, if you're going to win a game of StarCraft, upgrades are sometimes a great equalizer. I mean, look, if you're outnumbered 2-to-1, the army's just that much bigger than yours, the upgrades aren't going to matter. But if you're pretty even on army and you have an upgrade advantage, you're probably going to win because of said upgrade advantage, right? Which is not to say that Mass Sling is going to do anything against like 6 Colossus. They're just all going to die, but upgrades matter. That's the message here. The message of the day. Pour le jour. Observer sees everything and then dies at the Corruptor. So good, you know, got the information that there are Corruptors out. I know this feeling too. You're so worried as a Zerg player to drone up because you're worried if you make a huge round of drones that the army's just going to walk across the map and destroy you, right? But what you need to be doing here is recognizing, first of all, have some vision up this way, right? So if they do push this way, then you are ready to make army. In the meantime, just drone. Drone this, go for a hive. I mean, 9 minutes is decently good hive timing. Creep spread is ready for another pop. Not quite going there, but again, Zerg has a lot of stuff to worry about. Protoss, just keep making probes, and here's that move out I was talking about. So, like, I want to say a Ling Bane thing should be pretty awesome here against Stalkers and Zealots, and by a move out, what we're looking at here, these Zealots are looking cool. I don't know why. That Zealot is catching my attention as looking awesome, and I'm not sure why exactly that is. But hey, man, I wish you the best in these future endeavors. So actually, the Abathur is going for a 4th base and defending it as such. Creep spread in. Let's go pop that creep spread. Get that vision. Get that speed bonus too. Yeah, just really not saturating the main base at all. Hydralisk Den up, maybe for some lurkers, which are just all the rage right now. It seems like a lot of Zergs are just going lurkers against everybody. I mean, it's a staple of mid to late game ZvZ. It's very good against Protoss. It can be good against Terran. It's harder to make work against Terran, just because like Marine Marauder Balls just kind of burn them down without dying too quickly. Anyway, an infestation pit is on the way for that hive I was talking about earlier. Army value is 86 to 66 in favor of MackWinston. He's got 14 Banes with speed, 8 Corruptors, 15 Roaches. So if the Corruptors can snipe the Colossus and the Disruptor hits aren't too damaging, I kind of feel like that's a nice composition against what Abathur Worm is rolling with here. But I love this wall of gateways, so Baneling attacks come in here. You can't just crash into everything that's important. I mean, the gateways are important, but also they have a lot of HP, so they are très, très difficile to murder if that's what you're trying to do. MackWinston taking a 5th base at the top right. Excellent. Excellent stuff here. A Warp Prism, those could be very sneaky as well. Like a Warp Prism of charge lots inside your opponent's main. Everybody hates that. That is very damaging, even against the best players on Earth. They hate it. It takes a lot of work to clean up. Pretty easy to do, too, right? Just Warp Prism come in, select your gateway hotkey, go warp in, and then A move, and then you're just back to whatever you were doing. And it's just an incredible pain to deal with. I want to say Banelings just rolled in here. What? Oh my gosh. One little Baneling. His name is Tim. What's up, Tim? Tim the Baneling. Blah, 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 blah. You notice it's not perfectly circular? Because like you're hitting your legs. Blah, 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 blah. See, let this be a lesson to you. If you had +2 attack on that Baneling, it would have killed these probes instead of reducing them to low HP. But we're working on missile attacks and ground carapace as well as flyer. Well, we have all those things. We're working on flyer armor and range for Hydras. Yeah, Hydra's going to be pretty good here. Again, a lot of this upcoming engagement is probably going to come down to the disruptor hits. If these 4 disruptors just go bam, 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 and this entire Zerg ground army dies, that's your GG. You're done. I guess there are some Hydras you need to bam as well here too, but seriously, even if it's just bam, bam, you just catch the Banelings and the Roaches, you're going to have a good time. There's enough Stalkers here to handle the Corruptors, and then everybody has a bad day. So MackWinston's like, well, if you're not going to move out and kill me, I'm going to try to kill one of your bases, if you don't mind. There's a Lurker Den coming in. MackWinston is maxed out, and when you're maxed out, it's time to go. It's just, if you're maxed out, you just have to go. It doesn't matter if you feel like you're up for it. It doesn't matter if you don't feel like you have the right composition. You gotta just go kill stuff, especially as a Zerg player. So these probes need to run. They're not running at all. Therefore, they're all definitely going to die. All right, so a lot of probes die there. Warp Gate goes down. The army comes to deal with it, and then MackWinston's just like, you know what? We're just gonna Baneling attack your disruptors a little bit. Oh, and then dodge the actual ones that connect. Or the actual ones that explode. I kind of, yeah, running seems good. High ground them. Get the Colossus. The Corruptors are not doing their job. Now they're doing their job, and the Colossus goes down. Okay, so that's a lot better here. Mass Hydra is going to do pretty well. There's another one. Oh my gosh, there's 2 more Colossus here. So everyone just get out. Just go. Just run. The Hydras don't have the speed upgrade. Wait, they do have the speed upgrade? They're just this slow. All right, well, I guess some... Yeah, they do. I just feel like they're a little bit too slow there. So this has been, what, 35 probes have gone down. It's 61 to 81 workers in favor of MackWinston. He's got the bank to effectively just kind of remax. What he needs is more gas. When I'm playing, I actually usually have a surplus of gas because I'm so interested in taking gas early on my expansions, and I don't have a lot of minerals, and I'm like, So I need to balance. Balancing is hard. It is hard to balance them. All right, 9 lurkers coming in. Do you have detection? There is an observer on the map. Oh, yes, you're using it to kill creep tumors right now, aren't you? Buy time! Ah! Disruptor hits! Oh, no! Corruptors. Okay, bro, go. Okay, all right. All right. Seismic Spines is almost done. That range upgrade is super important. This is a very scary Protoss army. Lings are doing their best, but there's just a handful of them. There's some Zealots in the mix too. Lurkers, that range upgrade, everything right now. It is so important to have that range upgrade. They do bonus damage versus this entire army, but the Immortals do bonus damage versus them. Oh, and Disruptors. Oh, no. Didn't get the explosion, but a hatch dies anyway. And Abathur Worm is going to slowly stutter step his way out of here against these Hydras. I'm not sure that you need to run from them. I mean, the Hydras, they are extremely outnumbered at the moment, so that's not good at all. Honestly, you just keep pushing and probably kill that base too, and that might just be a straight path to GG. Here from Abathur Worm, the Lurkers are here to defend it, though. Did your Observer die? There's one down here. Dude, these Lurkers are seriously saving MackWinston's butt right now. Working on 11 roaches, getting +2 missile attack and a +2 armor. +3 is on the way for the gateway units for Abathur Worm, though, as well as a shield upgrade. What? +3 shields. Really taking upgrades seriously. I don't know if Mack's going to win this game if Protoss is at 3-3-3 in a minute. Holy crap. I've not seen a 3-3-3 upgrade pattern from a Protoss, like, maybe ever in StarCraft 2. Wow. I mean, the pros don't usually get shield upgrades because they're so expensive. Like, they're good, but they're just so expensive. It's difficult, you know? Anyway, creep spread pushing. The creep spread is pushing. Upgrades. We're not getting the 3-3 here. Mack, he's replacing the gold base. Abathur's back home with his 174 supply army. With, again, all of the upgrades known to man. 3-3-3. Charge. Extended thermal lance. Not adaptive talons. I was going to call the adept upgrade adaptive talons. It's for resonating glaives. Alright, well, clearing creep. Even if you don't want to engage, clearing creep is a nice thing to do. That's exactly what's going on here. Having additional observers in case you lose the one you've got in this army is always a good thing. So yes, we have 4 of them on the map right now. One just popped, one's over here, one's here, and one's with the army. I don't think you need an observer in a place where there's like 8 cannons already. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, push that creep. Push it. Good. Brood Lords coming in. That could be hard for a lower level player to deal with too on defense. I mean, the Lurker's just like, brrr, and the Lurkers burrow in, and Abathur's like, no, I'm not engaging with these Lurkers. But you have enough Immortals. The Disruptors are not firing either, which is definitely a problem here for Abathur. He needs the Disruptors to fire on something. Oh, there we go. He killed some Hydralisks, maybe some friendly fire there as well. Losing a Disruptor, big violent explosion. Get the hatch. Okay, so the gold hatch dies for the 2nd time today. Disruptor on the front lines, he's just, okay, he's just balling his units on one control group and just kind of moving them around. That's, I mean, that's how you do. And, okay, this is actually not a great composition against, you know, Lings, actually. Nothing here is good against Lings. There's a Zealot in the backside that's kind of good. Like I said, you can have the best upgrades on Earth, but if it's the wrong composition, if you're dealing with the wrong comp, it doesn't matter as much. Woof! MackWinston sitting on 4,000 minerals and 900 gas and 8 larvae. Spend them. Spend your larva on something. More Hydras, more Lurkers, maybe, I don't know, 1 million Zerglings. There's no splash damage in this army at all. It's going to be more Hydras. Abathur Worm is forced to retreat from his position. He's not happy about that one at all. He's got to kill a cannon to allow units to come out of this robotics facility because the exit is in a weird place. Re-spreading creep, at least along this top lane here, and expanding top left is Abathur. So this is a place where the map is kind of cut in half. The 12 o'clock and the 6 o'clock therefore become very important. Also, Mack needs this base if he's going to keep up. He doesn't have a lot of gas right now. He's going for very gas-heavy units in the Broodlords and the Lurkers. Ooh, I like this Broodlord count, actually. 6 Broodlords is a good number. Against what, 18 Stalkers? Oh, this might just be a death push. Don't chase the Zealots with Broodlords, though. In fact, don't chase them with anything. Just let them do their thing. Oh, because the army's sneaking down to the south, and now your Broodlords are out of position because you're chasing Zealots! You know what? Actually, you're going to kill the Zealots at least. So that's good. By kill the Zealots, I mean help kill the Zealots. Ah, but Abathur is here. Oh no, the supply block potential is real right now. The stutter step, this kind of makes me laugh. Like, Abathur knows the concept of stutter step. Are we not going home to defend? No, we're base racing. Oh yeah, base race time. They say never base race a Terran, but there's no Terrans to be seen here. So you know what? Base race away. Ladies and gentlemen, natural base for MackWinston goes down. Third base by Abathur Worm is basically dead. Some forward warp gates here are basically dead too. The Broodlords are slow, so once again, that is going to be an issue here if you're going to try to do some base racing. But the main base going down is a huge friggin' deal. Ah, Hive dies. Greater Spire dies. Hydralisk Den dies. Yes, everything in the main base dies where all the important tech is right now. Trying to get some Stalkers out to deal with this, and I don't know about this engagement here. Oh, that's so many dead probes. Disruptor gets a hit. Disruptor, I think, hit his own Immortal there by accident. Army value is 107 to 60. I don't know if the come home play was what you wanted to do. The whole point here is that you can't deal with these Lurkers super effectively, right? So if the Lurkers are on offense, maybe the best thing to do is try to go kill, there you go, try to kill everything that's over here. I love the Disruptors just kind of wandering through. Not really being used for anything. You know, they do damage to buildings, you're aware. Production tab, ooh, actually making 9 High Templar is Abathur. What the heck is he going to do with 9 High Templar? I guess Archons, maybe? Maybe Archons. Immortals are very good at killing buildings, like insanely good at killing buildings. What Mack needs to be doing is getting some more information because he doesn't know about this top left. He doesn't know about the top left base that exists right now, and if Abathur holds on to that, that might just be the key to winning this base race because, okay, he actually left some tech structures in here. Abathur, you can't leave buildings alive when you're in a base race. The Archons are present. The drones are running for their lives because they know the army is right outside. And Mack is maybe going to try to set up a new home here or like here. It's 99 to 83 army supply. I do love these Archons with their 333 upgrades. 3 shield Archons? Are you kidding me right now? Also, is there any detection available? Oh, okay. So that might just be GG. There's no detection. Hey, he accidentally found this. Because he sent his drones up here. There's a Queen. Queen versus High Templar. Who's going to win? Queen versus High Templar. Bruh, bruh, bruh. The probes are fighting too. The Queen's not actually fighting because I think there's a move command that she's trying to process. Oh, now she's fighting. Okay, good. She'll kill a probe, I suppose. Wait, where did the High Templar go? Did he die? Anyway, yeah, what you need here is a robotics facility. You need the ability to detect because these Lurkers are the problem of the day right now. See, you recall into this, but your only bet against these Lurkers are your Disruptors, which are not doing great. Okay, that was a nice Disruptor hit, but your base goes down. And the Broodlords are a massive, massive problem. See how much detection MackWinston has? He knows how important it is. He knows. And just getting out of there is Abathur. This is turning into a pretty intense situation. How many buildings? Okay, rebuilding over here is MackWinston at Abathur's previous third base. Abathur has about 600 minerals, and he's got 18 workers. But the problem is, he doesn't have any answer to these lurkers unless he gets some amazing disruptor hits off. Which, by golly, he might be able to do. But also, you need to kill these broodlords. So, okay. All right. One of the broodlords dies. Another one goes down, but just lost an Archon, just got pinned into the corner and is getting eaten by broodlings. Okay, not great, but also this hatchery dying would be a big freaking deal. Do the stutter step. Oh, an Abathur worm does win. Oh, brutal. Brutal loss there for MackWinston. Mack, thanks for sending in a loss, man. It really does your brand good if people know that you're not just going to send in wins every month. But, man, that hurts. I feel for you, brother. That was... See, okay, pro tip. This is my one tip. If you have drones... and you have 3,000 minerals, go make hatcheries everywhere. Hatch. Right? 10 hatcheries everywhere because they did not have an answer to the lurkers at all. And the only reason you lost this game is because all of your buildings died. And these were kept alive during your earlier attack. So yeah, during a base race, definitely 100% kill every building that you're in the general vicinity of. Don't ever flee from a building and leave it alone because you'll regret it later, that's for sure. I guess he did send some units back to deal with this eventually. But yeah, to have 3,000 minerals in the bank and 10 drones to just throw it on hatches everywhere, or even just building an extractor, man. Right? Even just tossing down an extractor at every one of these bases would have definitely helped you win this game. But that was fantastic. That was a ton of fun. Good nonstop action. Abathur Worm... he's got some basics down. He definitely does. His upgrades were incredible. Probably overkill, but, you know, workers killed is, I mean, all the workers, basically. Anytime this is a situation, most of the workers die. All the tech structures went down. All the hatcheries and the nexuses died, too. Resources lost. You're 37,000 for Abathur and only 40,000 for Mack. But, yeah, the broodlords and the lurkers were amazing. If you just keep the lurkers back home defending the hatch... and send everything else out, that might have been a better idea too. But, you know, it's a high-intensity, very difficult situation to just... to handle perfectly, right? Right. Anyway, good stuff. That was a really fun game. Thanks for sending that in, MackWinston. We're going to move on to the next game now. Game 2 is going to be on Lightshade between Kevin Z and HyperONE, a PvT for you. Top left, it is Kevin Z. He is Protoss, and on the bottom right, we've got HyperONE. He is a blue Terran today. Again, this is going to be a Patreon cast. One of these players supports me on patreon.com/Falcon Paladin for at least $10 a month. So I will cast their replay. No questions asked. All right, man. So what's going to go on here today? Is this little SCV up to shenanigans? We will not know. Just scouting, just a scouting guy. You know, just looking around. Nothing crazy going on here at all. Racks up, probe here for the harassment, or harassment, as you may well call it. Oh, got him. Second SCV makes that fight a lot easier, as per usual. Blocking the Reaper hop-up spot, and there's a Reaper on the way from HyperONE. Expansion on the way from Kevin. Now that his Cyber Core is on the way, it's time for that expansion. Never stop making probe, looking very saturated and nice here for Kevin Z. Same story from Hyper. And a mule gets called down because mules are good units. All right, so Reaper cruising out. Reaper name is David the Tax Auditor. David was said to be the best tax auditor in all of the Dominion, bringing embezzlers and tax dodgers to justice. His new assignment was to follow the account of the mysterious Cake Wars fan 1, who seemingly had trillions in government funds squirreled away. After following the paper trail, unraveling a web of corruption, he pieced together who the tax dodger was, and it was Emperor Mansk. Oops. This poor guy figured out that Manx was corrupt and is therefore sent to the Reaper program. He does get a kill, though. He's not having, like, the worst life right now. Could have been, you know, could have been much, much, much worse. Bunker coming up at the front. Not really great at dealing with adepts because they can just shade right on past, but that's what the secondary wall is for. Hellion on the way. Starport here, too. Reaper back home with his 1 kill. Very happy. Very happy fellow. I can't believe that SCV is still alive, I say, as he dies. Yeah, rip. Rip SCV. All right. So what's the further tech here from Kevin? That is always my question. After the Cybercore is done, Kevin seems to be interested in nothing. Oh, the Adept actually, oh my gosh, getting chased down a little bit here. Stay alive! Tax Auditor, oh, got him! Oh yeah, 2 kills on the Reaper. An Adept and a Probe. He's in the bunker now, by the way. Very good. Very, very good indeed. And it's a Stargate. Stargate opening here today against our Terran opponent. Now, Mass Void Ray can actually be kind of good against a Terran as long as they don't have, well, 1,000,000 Marines. Or, say, a bunch of Thors with their single target damage on, or even their splash damage on. That can be a problem for you. Or, you know, a bunch of Vikings. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The first Stargate is not even done yet. Very curious to see what that's going to be about. HyperONE on the other side is making siege tanks, making Marines, not getting any kind of an add-on on this barracks whatsoever, and a Liberator moving out. Liberator also on the list of things that are good in the lower leagues, even better in the lower leagues than they are in the higher leagues. Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, this is the thing. The reaction time. Oh, I love this too. He pushes the front and sets the Liberator back up here. And when Kevin's busy worrying about other stuff, he just goes, "Wonk! How many kills are we gonna get, Senorita Liberator?" Bam! 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8! Okay, 8's a big number. We're still not dealing with the Liberator. We just pulled the probes, which is nice. Oh, and to see, like, now the Liberator comes down this way. And sets up here. I don't know that you need to be right on top of the probes to make this work. But, actually, yeah, there's a much better positioning here this time. Oh my gosh, not reacting. Okay, so Kevin might just be dead after this. Get out of there! Okay, so Liberator dies. Oh, gets another Stalker death, though. That's not too bad. So Stalker and, like, 14 probes killed. 13, because our Tax Auditor got one of those kills, you remember? Is he dead? He probably died. No, he's alive. He's not in the... He's not in the bunker. Where is this guy? God, I hate it when you click on the unit portrait and it's like, I don't know. Oh, he's up here. You were close enough, it's saying, as I'm down here. Whoop. There it is. Maybe the click wasn't registering. Anyway, still got his 2 kills. Very proud of that for sure. It is a Thor, though. There's a Thor out. Here he is. Big old fat Thor. Their model used to be bigger, actually. An Immortal in production. Phoenix out. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I mean, going Phoenix against a Terran is kind of like, okay. If they don't have missile turrets up, sure, I suppose. But HyperONE has turrets up, and he's ready for the shenanigans. And no! Reaper! No, David! David the tax auditor, why? Anyway, there's Vikings, and there's a, jeez, missile turret, so one of the Phoenix dies instantly upon contact. Rough. A rough go of it, for sure. More Phoenix on the way. Really? That's how your play went, and you're making more Phoenix, huh? HyperONE decides he needs a third, which I can definitely agree with. It's probably time for that. Kevin could probably take a third now, too. Too busy knocking down his own debris to open up this bridge. Open up this ramp, I suppose, and bam, third base lands built inside the main base. Fantastic. Fantastic, indeed. Well, see it just, ow! These Phoenix, I just don't like the plan of more Phoenix play at all. We do have a robotics bay coming in from Kevin, so maybe some Colossus would be interesting, although the Viking count is so high. No, let's not make Colossus. That seems like a terrible idea. Disruptors would be better. You know what would be kind of awesome here is just mass charge lot, because charge lots trade really well against Thors. Of course, Immortals trade really well against Thors and tanks. So, so like 6 Immortals show up here with some charge lots in the mix. Bam! Everybody dead. But Kevin's got Stalkers, which are actually very good against Thors too. But that's the thing about Thors against Protoss, is there are some very nice answers against them. A whole bunch. These zealots do not have the speed upgrade because they are slow. I can see how quickly they're walking, and not how quickly they're walking. So we're just kind of hanging out here. There's a Ghost Academy on the way, which might inject some excitement into this game at the moment. Yeah, Immortal Stalker, boy, charge lot, man. Getting charged for Kevin, my kingdom for charge here. He's got enough zealots. You just can't have, it's only 4, but man, they're just so much better if they have that upgrade. If the tank count was bigger, I'd worry about this army, but it's not bigger. It is, in fact, 2 siege tanks. So I kind of feel like Kevin just kind of wins if he goes here. He has to worry about the Liberators, yeah. But he's got a bunch of Stalkers. He made a Colossus? Dude, you know how many Vikings there are. Ugh, army value 73 to 67. Liberator circles are just scary enough to keep Kevin away here. So this is something. When Liberators were introduced in Legacy of the Void, a lot of Protoss players just wouldn't engage with them. If the circles were set up, they'd just back off, and the Terran just was able to kind of zone out the Protoss army all the time. And then Protoss figured out they're not that scary, right? You just get in there with your Stalkers, you focus them down, you're going to lose a few Stalkers, so what? Like, killing them is not that big of a deal. Fusion Core coming in, and we do have Personal Cloaking, Enhanced Shockwave, and a nuke in queue there on said Ghost Academy. That is a hard-working Ghost Academy. I must say, extremely hardworking. Alright, so Kevin decides, I don't know if I want to engage into Liberators. It's very scary, which again, understandable response. Professional players had the same feeling about it for a long time, but you'll notice that doesn't really happen anymore. You notice in PvTs, if there are Liberators and the Stalker count is good enough for a Protoss, they'll just go. They're not going to freak out about it like they used to. Kevin taking a 4th base at the 12 o'clock, while HyperONE's 4th base is already done and upgrading to a planetary. He's Got that orbital at the third. Very nicely done. Good for that income to have that orbital at the first, second, and third bases. That's what your upgrade is for. More Liberators coming in. More Thors coming in. It's Mack. I mean, we're meching here against a Protoss, which we've seen players like Maru succeed with sometimes. But not so much recently. And yeah, basically in the professional ranks, Terran has fallen right back into Marine Marauder medevac with them Widow Mines, which is a good composition against both Protoss and Zerg. So you really only have to learn one playstyle for 2 matchups, which is very, very fantastic. Alright, see, Liberators up and scared. Back out. This is very, I mean, hey, if your opponent is scared of Liberator circles, just keep pushing on them with Liberator circles and they'll keep running. They might even abandon this third base rather than engage in... Oh, never mind, he decided just to go. Hey, Kevin! Yay, look at the cojones on Kevin. You also need your Stalkers all to be fighting here. And a priority is killing the Liberators. There you go. So the Immortals sitting back here getting huge hits off on these Thors. Oh my gosh, the Immortals are just tearing through the Thors. It is terrible to behold. Get the Stalkers out of the circles. Get them over here. Stalkers, no! You gotta micro a little bit. Okay, so the Stalkers all die. The Immortals are all dying down here too. Because the Liberators don't give a crap about Immortals. No! Around the outside, around the outside. Come on. Ugh. Kevin, he had that engagement. And then he just kept everyone in the circles of doom. Instead of right-clicking them out. Right-click is an important skill to have, you guys. If you A-move everywhere, A-move left-click, you're going to run into trouble like that, where your units are dumb, and they're going to attack a Liberator while inside the Circle of Doom. You right-click out here, you right-click over here, then you attack the Liberators, and you kill them. Instead of the Liberators getting a whole bunch more kills. That's a 13-kill Liberator right here. Not a bad unit at all. Meanwhile, we're making more nukes. We've got one. We'd like to have 2. There it is. Dos nukitos. Also a Raven. Also +3 vehicle upgrades. 3/3 called. Remember what I said about Thors? Yep. I'm not convinced the Thors have paid for themselves today. There's 4 of them that have gone down. Okay, there's another ramp over here. Come up this way. Or get Blink. Oh, you have Blink. Blink here. Oh, but now you're worried about nukes. Oh my gosh, the reaction time. The reaction time of that 12 o'clock was instantaneous. Kevin, reaction time at this base is not instantaneous. So this one's going to land. And this one's going to do a lot more damage. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, well, super bad times indeed. 3 command centers at a time in production for HyperONE. He's already got an extra one up here as he is building his 5th on location. Probe death count is 38 today. It's been some pretty good harassment against the economy of Kevin. He's only got 45 workers to 90 workers for HyperONE. This really does feel like a situation where the Terran has a nice lead, do some nice harassment, but then they're building the wrong thing, so the game is closer than it should be. But you know what? StarCraft honestly should be a lot more of do what you want to do. Right? Like, I don't like making corruptors. So that means sometimes I die to... Oh my gosh, his own... Whoa. Liberators almost wandered into that nuke zone. So sometimes I'll just die to Skytoss because I don't want to make corruptors. And it's like, huh. Well, cool. And that's kind of what HyperONE's doing here. He doesn't want to make Marines and Marauders and Medevacs today. He wants to make Thors, and he's making Thors, and he wants to make a ton of Liberators and Hellions. That's what he's up to. He wants to build a bajillion command centers with all the money that he has because his economy didn't take massive hits all the time. Again, once again, Kevin's eyes on this base. He just knows what's up. So shield battery dead. And that's about it. Oh, this one cannot connect. Yeah, I can see that dot. I like how the nuke brings its own vision. Did you see that? There wasn't vision here, and then the nuke started to come down, and it showed what it was going to hit. Okay, carriers. Okay, so this is officially unorthodox. You don't build carriers versus Terran either. We did see Hearthstone take down Maru with carriers once upon a time, like a year ago. That was an incredibly stupid, incredibly great game from Hearthstone. It wasn't stupid. I shouldn't call it stupid. It was really well executed. The carriers won against an elite Terran, one of the 4 horsemen, no less. I just kind of thought maybe we'd see more of it. But once again, there are just so many answers to carriers. The Thors are themselves a very good answer to carriers. But, Liberators aren't really. Are you not bringing... Dude, Kevin is getting nuked. And he has 0 observers. Oh, that one wandered into... No, not possible. Not possible! No! No! Run! Get out of there! Okay, okay. Whoa. Oh, he canceled it. What? HyperONE, let the nukes land. You don't get a refund if you cancel nukes. He's making 3 at a time. He's just expanding top right. Expanded down here. It's at 7 total bases. Kevin is kind of, sort of on 4. He's on 4 bases. He's not fully saturated there, but whatever. Kevin kind of just needs to go. Also, can I just mention again, there's no observers for the Protoss. 0. Which is, like, sheer negligence. Okay, this is a lot of Liberators. This is understandably scary to move into. But then you just move around, you know? Oh, crap. Oh, crap. The circles are everywhere. Ugh. Ooh, anti-armor missile would be kind of hot from this Raven, but instead it just, okay, anti-armor missile does get tossed down. Not too shabby. Carrier trying to engage here. Liberator's actually pretty good against interceptors, especially if there's only 2 carriers worth of them. Ow, ow, ow. Oh my gosh, ow. That carrier is at 20 HP. HyperONE's expanding here. It's probably time for some more nukes if I know HyperONE's tendencies today. Scanning everywhere. These ghosts are ready to fly. There's no observer with this army. Oh, is there an observer? No, because this one's invisible. Is that guy not cloaked? I like how this plant is invulnerable to nuclear explosion. Look how absolutely fine it is. No, no, not this one. You're zoning them out of your nuke circle. You gotta bait them into it, man. You know how this works. You understand. Canceled. We heard it coming in. You know what? If you cancel a nuke, it should come in and just go like blink. It should just like plink onto the ground harmlessly if you cancel it. Because where does it go? Maybe it explodes in the air. You know, if it's a HyperONE Patreon game, you know there's nukes involved. You gotta love it. And that TVT, I think it was from last month that he sent in. That was incredible stuff. One of the craziest TVTs I've ever cast in my life. There were offensive planetary fortresses in a TVT. How do you like them apples? So there's 2 carriers. He's making another 2. He feels like carriers are probably the answer here, and I'm not sure that I particularly agree with him. You know what would be kind of awesome here is Void Rays. Void Rays would be nigh unstoppable, I think. Just mass Void Rays. The Liberators don't do anything to them at all. I guess unless they're clumped. Then the splash damage might be a bit of an issue, but you can burn down Thor so quickly with prismatic alignment they can't run away from you either. No. No, 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 no. You just got scanned. You're probably going to get nuked, friend. Oh, bait into the... I mean, at least HyperONE has advanced ballistics. He's doing more a distant, more range on these attacks than he otherwise would. If you're going Mass Liberator, by all means, do that. What are the upgrades today for the Protoss? He's got +3 attack and +1 armor. That's about right. Okay, so these Thors are all dead. Oh my gosh, the Thors are dead. Hey, a Storm! Hey! But Planetary gets sniped anyway. We traded a few Thors for, or a few Immortals for that. Yeah, boy. Making 2 more carriers. Again, I sort of like it, except again, the Thors are a problem. Yeah, unorthodox games where you can kind of feel the other player being like, what? What do I do against this exactly? It always makes it an interesting game. Holy mule call down, Batman. He just called down 1,000,000 mules at Kevin's base? He sure did. He called them down over here, too. He's trying to steal resources from Kevin. That's a play, I guess. I mean, Kevin already has 4,000 minerals. I don't know that you took that many from him, but that was a lot of mules, so maybe it was. Nuke! Alright, this has been the base that has not been successfully nuked. Well, I mean, the probes in this base haven't died today, but guess what? They're going to die this time, because if you haven't started running by now, the odds are very low that you will figure it out. Okay. Ow! And ow! 72 probes have died. Kevin is down to 31 workers. Ghost pays for it. Worth it, says the Ghost. And this guy's like, well, if you're not... Hey, look, there's an observer. Oh my gosh, Kevin made an observer. Does he have... He has 1. He's got 1 observer. He's making another one, though. And he's making Void Rays. Hey, check that out. I'm so worried about the Liberator splash against those Void Rays, though. Carrier count. So we're just sky tossing as an attempted response to this. As HyperONE takes the other high ground base. Archon looking awesome as always. ×2 in this because Kevin is not attacking today. He's decided he can't. It's too difficult. He's going to wait for his Sky Toss fleet to save him. He's got 9 carriers. Dude, this might actually work, actually. But he's still not speed upgraded. They are speed upgraded. Alright, so Charge Lots move into Planetary Fortressville and have a fairly bad time with it, actually. Yeah, they decide... They're going to attack the Planetary unless you tell them not to. Ghosts are on a trip up north to Kevin's main to try to just... Okay, to quadruple nuke his entire production, except for the Stargates, which are maybe the most important, actually. But anyway... Oh my gosh, quadruple nukes to the skies. Raining fire! Oh. Oh no, the Stargate, though, that's important. The Fleet Beacon, too. Where did your observer go? Why do you still only have... Oh, you have the 2... Oh, they're right next to each other. How convenient. Yep. Poor probe. Fare thee well, probe. He just accepts his fate. Ooh, that ghost gets burned alive by possibly his own nuke. He's not happy about that as he gets charred. EMPs. EMPs and trying to snipe down carriers. With ghosts after... Oh my gosh. He's not going to get a carrier kill. He can't. Do they run out of energy first? No! Oh my gosh, they killed a carrier! Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's hilarious. Alright, well, this game is definitely a HyperONE game. I can give you that. 7 nukes in production at once. He's really trying to get the army today, isn't he? But man, that is a very easy red dot to see.
Mineral field depleted.
It even shows up in Fog of War if you're observing, apparently. I don't know. Nuke up. No, not this. He cannot get this one. Don't set up the Liberator circles. Bait them in there. Yes. Bait them in there. Oh, no. No, it's too... Is it too late? It's not too late. Oh, that was close. That was close. Why does the speed seem slow? And why is this too fast? The carriers are taking hits from the Thors here, that's for sure. But also the Immortals are crushing through the Thors at the same time. Oh my gosh, the Thors are down. Army value is suddenly 74 to 47. Did the Liberators all just get evaporated during that battle? I feel like they did. And the good thing for HyperONE is that he still has bases available in other spots. He's making more Liberators and Thors. That Immortal's got 2 total kills. He's apparently doing more muling shenanigans on the other side of the map, too. Yeah, more mules up there as well. But it's 94 to 53 army supply. This has been exceptionally unorthodox. Once again, HyperONE games are those. They are. We've got, I mean, Carrier, Immortal, Stalker, Sentry. Yep. That's something you see against Terran all the time. More Zealots, more Stalkers on the way here. More Carriers coming in here, too. Trying to join the party. These Stargates are alive. They did take some damage, but they've been healed up quite nicely. Busy killing dead bases here is Kevin. He's got no observers left. I don't know how he keeps losing these observers. He's lost 3 of them. He's not making any more. That dot is once again pretty darn easy to see.
Nuclear launch detected.
This is a miss. HyperONE just wants to catch the army, man. That's all he's into today. Oh, he doesn't. Okay. Bruising. Little bruising there. Does he know about this? He knows about this.
Is under attack.
The lack of observers is really gonna bite Kevin in the butt here today. He just doesn't have the detection necessary to see these cloaked ghosts. One of these nukes is gonna land, and he's not gonna be able to kill the ghost because he can't see it. And there's no splash damage here, so he can't accidentally kill it either. We're just gonna fight some planetaries. We're gonna get liberated up on the back side. Go, carriers, go! Engage! Where's the other carrier? Decides to back it off. Back it off. Battle cruiser on the way. Zealots going to town on this planetary. Again, they do have +3. They might be able to get it, actually. You cancel that one? Not this one, though. He really just wants to get... Oh, this... Nope, he moves out again. So the planetary is on fire, and it's not actively being repaired. That counts for something. Look at this. Brazen ghost. He is getting attacked by a ghost and moving away from it and doesn't feel the need to make observers. Kevin, if you lose this game, I'm going to blame it entirely on the fact that you're not making observers versus a Terran who is constantly nuking you in the face. Oh, we're just making mass battle cruiser now. Okay, 6 BCs at a time. They do have +3/+3 because we've been upgrading the Liberators so much. Another mule call down here. Kevin is not expanding. And the fact that he's not expanding actually makes these mule call-downs better because there's a very limited pool of resources for Kevin right now. I mean, there's always a limited pool of resources because no map has unlimited resources. But anyway, ooh, we do have 9 carriers up. And I don't know about this. The battle cruisers are going to kind of have to save the day here because this particular composition is not going to work. Carriers are fighting against these Liberators. They're all dead. The Thors are all dead. It's 50 to 39 army supply. SCV is getting obliterated here. HyperONE still has a bunch of money and Kevin does not, which is an excellent indicator of who's possibly going to win this game. HyperONE expanding down to that low ground on the southern side. Planetary dead. Battle cruisers do win against carriers, but not if there's stalkers supporting them, which there are. Which, that everybody kind of needs to work together here. These stalkers are distracted by killing SCVs. Killing the battle cruisers is going to be a higher priority here. God, these stalkers, though. The +3 attack against these battle cruisers is just brutal. And they're jumping out, but they're really injured, and there's really nowhere to repair them or nowhere to go. They just jumped up here. There's nobody to repair them in this location. Does he know about this? He knows about this. Head that way! Go! Kill the stuff! Or are you just sitting here? No, but really, what is sitting here doing for you, man? Oh, he's trying to expand. Okay, he's heading south. Instead of, you know, going after the battle cruiser production grounds, I suppose. Dude, I don't even... Blink. Blink. Is this a new round of BCs or did they get repaired? Oh, they just jumped. Okay, bye. These are the ones that are not repaired. Okay, so we've got 11 BCs. So there's a group of them that are very healthy and there's a group of them that are almost dead. These guys are not looking great. This one dude's like, I don't know what you guys are complaining about. I have 100% health. HyperONE expanding bottom left. Ay caramba. This has been... Okay, something. Get them. Get. Why are you move commanding? Get them. They're so injured. Can you not see how injured they are? Okay, Kevin. Kevin. All right, man. So Kevin's going to lose because he's broke. That's the larger problem here. He's got 37 interceptors. He can't really afford to replace the interceptors when they die. He's got 2 mineral patches here and 2 here that he's running with. This one base is not saturated whatsoever. Does he really only have... These battle cruisers are casually wandering through and dying, but also getting some shots off on this Nexus. Bring the probes in. Do it. Do it now. All right, awesome. But look at this. Holy muling down a base. HyperONE really doing great on the minerals. The gas is very low. So that's an issue if HyperONE's going to continue to try to win this game, is the gas is low. Replacing the battle cruisers is going to be hard. Okay, it's going to be impossible at this point because your mineral count is really high and you have nothing in the gas bank. Losing these starports is a problem, but is it as much? Alright, so the starports are gone. The mules all time out, but you still have, you know, 11 workers on minerals. The gas, there you go, gas income. Only 2 out of 3 there, though. Okay, so the battle cruisers and the carriers are engaging here. Hellbats are in the mix, trying to engage at the same time. Yamato's all over the carrier group. And suddenly it's 142 to 42 army supply. The Yamatos are definitely a change maker here. Ugh. And that's your GG. His army's getting overrun. He just taps out. And HyperONE does come out victorious today. Yeah, that was a very strange PvT. End of the day, right? Hit that like button if you enjoyed it, by the way. That helps the algorithm know that you were here. But wow, 56,000 to 58,000 resources lost in that bottom right. 17 carriers and 5 battlecruisers went down in a PvT. Sure, 18 Thors. So many nukes landing. How many ghosts died? 13 ghosts died. There's no ghosts left at the end of the game. HyperONE's 14 battlecruiser army with 3-3 and Yamato come out on top here today. They do win against carriers straight up. They're not going to win against stalkers cost for cost, but there was no cost for cost available there for Kevin. It's just the fact that he never got beyond 5 bases today was definitely a problem. The fact that he was very afraid of Liberators was also a problem. But, you know, very fun game nevertheless. Nukes all over the place, run-bys, carrier transitions, just trying to deal with the Liberators. It kind of worked. And how many Liberators went down? 29. 29 Liberators died is a heck of a lot of Liberators. None at the end of the game either. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right. Well, that right there is going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another double twofer StarCraft 2 episode. Hit that like button if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can catch me at Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. Again, thank you for being patrons, MackWinston and HyperONE. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
The path of ascension is before us. Our honor guides us.